My topic is homelessness. This is a serious and important issue in the United States because on a single night in January 2016, there were more than 500,000 homeless people. This picture shows the causes of homelessness: loss of job, bills higher than earnings, evicted by family member, abuse at home, incarcerated, mental and physical issue, changing family status, drugs and alcohol. Some actions such as panhandling, which is begging for money, and loitering, which is standing without purposes, have become a problem to some people. The question is, should some aspects of homelessness be criminalized? My answer is no. The criminalization does not help the homeless people because they need assistance. The government support to get them off the street and put them into the stable housing, also to prevent people from becoming homeless again. The statistic shows that the number of some groups of homeless people decreased and that people who used the supportive services are more likely to stay out of trouble. Also, homeless people have the right to rest. The criminalization violates First Amendment free speech protection and Eighth Amendment ban on cruel and unusual punishment. We need to have respect and dignity toward them. For an interview with an expert, I interviewed Richard Baxter, a resident advocate in Good Samaritan Shelter. This is a homeless shelter to provide safe, comfortable housing and supportive services to everyone experiencing homelessness in Chester and Lancaster counties. They are monthly paid shelter for homeless with jobs and free shelters for those with nothing. Inside the houses, there were kitchen, TV, sofa, bathroom, and their own bedrooms.
Well, it is a growing topic as the differences between people who have and people who have not gets bigger and bigger. Or like here in Phoenixville, the rent keeps rising, and so we have guys who used to pay $600 or $700 a month rent, but now with the gentrification, the rent they want $900 or $1,000, and the person can't pay the rent, so the landlord has them move out, and then has somebody else move in who can afford it. But those who can't afford it, where do they go? So I think that it's a growing thing. I don't think it's going to go away. It's a topic that needs to be discussed. But my particular job is called the resident manager or resident advocate, and just as it says, I advocate for the residents. So if they need a birth certificate, I am not a social worker or anything like that, but I know where to get a birth certificate. And I show them how to go about calling the courthouse, sending a money order, and getting that. If it's more like that they do have mental health issues, well, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a counselor, but I can refer them to a counselor, and then that's my job, to connect them with the counselor, then the counselor, and they work it out and try to live a normal life. So my job as the resident advocate is to work with the guys, whatever they need, however I can help them to be a success. Yeah. I have mixed emotions in my heart. I don't feel that it should be criminalized. I think if someone does criminal activity while they're doing it, then that should be criminalized. But to just be standing on the street and you don't have a job and you don't have any money and you're just asking for a sandwich or for help, that's not really bothering or hurting anybody. Now, if they are harassing people, that's different, So I think to just criminalize homelessness or panhandling is not a good thing. As such, no. Okay. In the country, I can't really speak to that as a whole, but I would imagine it's probably pretty much the same everywhere. And our two biggest clientele are mental health issues. People, they still need a place to stay. They might be in a mental health institution. They get on medication, but they lost their job, and so they don't have any place to stay, and so they come to us. And the second is drugs and alcohol. Like, it's an epidemic. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say that like heroin and drugs are a pandemic in in the world. But by far here, probably 85% or maybe even 90% of the people who are here have mental health diagnosis or drug and alcohol rehabilitation. Our mission statement is homelessness, address homelessness with dignity. We're not just a homeless shelter, we are a program. And I think if there were more programs and not homeless shelters, it would be better. Now, we're called the Good Samaritan Homeless Shelter because that's who we serve. That's the population we serve. But we feel like we're a program. Our goal is you come in and you don't have anything going, and we want you to be stabilized, and we want you to find a job, and we want you to learn how to save, and we want you to learn how to budget your money, and then we want you to leave. But leave in a good way.